All right, so let's dive into something truly strange
Okay.
and maybe a little unsettling. Those mysterious sounds from the sky,
Hmm.
the ones people call sky trumpets,
Right.
or even sounds of the apocalypse,
Mm.
the booming, humming,
Yeah.
sometimes even trumpet-like noises
Mm-hmm.
reported all over the world. You sent us a bunch of articles on this.
Uh-huh.
So clearly you're as fascinated by this as we are.
Absolutely. It's a topic that really captures the imagination.
It does.
And it seems to tap into something primal.
Yeah, definitely.
Sense of wonder and perhaps a bit of unease.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we're hearing a message from the unknown
Absolutely.
and trying to decipher its meaning.
Exactly. There's one article in particular that stood out to me.
Oh.
An interview with a geologist named Elchin Khalilov,
Okay.
published by the World Organization for Scientific Cooperation.
Interesting.
He actually offers two possible scientific explanations for these sounds.
Two.
Yeah, and both are connected to some pretty powerful forces beyond our control.
Intrigued.
I know, right?
So this Khalilov, is he a credible source?
Oh, absolutely. Before we even get into the specifics,
Okay.
it's important to note that he's a highly respected figure in his field.
Okay.
He's a geophysicist specializing in geodynamics and geotectonics.
Ah, so he studies the Earth's movements and the forces that shape it.
Exactly. And he's also the president of WOSCO,
Was good.
the World Organization for Scientific Cooperation.
Right, of course.
And he leads several other prominent organizations focused on global geological and environmental change.
So not just some guy with a blog?
No, definitely not. He's dedicated his career to understanding the Earth and the forces that shape it,
Impressive credentials.
for sure. Okay, so let's unpack these explanations. His first one focuses on the sun.
The sun. How could that be creating these weird sounds we're hearing?
I know, it sounds strange, right? But think about it this way.
Okay.
The sun is constantly releasing massive amounts of energy,
Yeah, that's true.
especially during solar flares.
Right, those massive bursts of radiation.
Exactly. And those flares have a ripple effect that reaches all the way to Earth, impacting our magnetosphere, ionosphere, and upper atmosphere.
So the sun's energy is basically shaking things up all around us.
Exactly. It's like dropping a pebble in a pond.
Okay, I'm following so far, but how does that translate into sounds?
That's where acoustic gravity waves come in.
Acoustic gravity waves?
Yeah. Powerful waves generated by disturbances in the atmosphere.
Okay.
And those solar disturbances we talked about, those are a prime suspect for triggering them.
So the sun's energy is basically causing the upper atmosphere to vibrate.
Exactly.
And some of those vibrations create sound waves that we can hear.
That's pretty much it.
Wow, that's wild.
It is, right?
Right.
It's like our planet is reacting to the sun's energy in a way we can't always see or hear directly.
I never thought of it that way.
But wait, there's more. Khalilov doesn't stop there.
He doesn't.
He's got a second explanation,
Really?
and it hits a little closer to home. Literally.
Closer to home.
Yeah. His second explanation points to something happening deep within our own planet,
What?
in the Earth's core.
The Earth's core. Hold on, how could that possibly be connected to sounds in the sky?
I know, it seems crazy.
Yeah, it does.
But remember how we talked about the Earth's magnetic North Pole shifting rapidly in recent years?
I do remember that being in the news.
Well, that movement is directly tied to the energy processes occurring in the Earth's core.
Okay.
Basically, the core is this incredibly dynamic, hot, and active place.
It is. I guess I always imagined it as just this solid ball of iron.
It is mostly iron, yeah.
But it's not just sitting there static, is it?
No, not at all. It's constantly churning and generating a magnetic field that surrounds our planet.
So you're saying this churning is somehow creating the sounds?
It's not the churning itself creating the sounds, but the energy it releases.
Energy. But sound can't travel through the Earth's core the way it does through the air.
That's true. But these core activities can release powerful bursts of energy that ripple outward, similar to those solar disturbances we discussed.
Okay, it's starting to see the connection.
These energy pulses interact with the Earth's crust and upper atmosphere, potentially generating those strange sounds.
So it's not sound traveling directly from the core, but rather the core's energy creating disturbances that we end up perceiving as sounds.
Exactly. And there's some pretty intriguing evidence to support this.
Oh.
In 2011,
Yeah?
global monitoring stations detected a significant gravitational pulse originating from the Earth's core.
A gravitational pulse? That sounds intense. What does that even mean?
It's essentially a sudden change in the gravitational field, like a ripple in space-time itself.
Whoa. So are you saying that the Earth's core is capable of affecting gravity?
It seems that way.
That's mind-blowing. So these strange sounds could be a sign of something big happening down there.
That's one possibility. And what's even more intriguing,
What?
Khalilov's prediction of increased solar activity and this core-generated gravitational pulse. They happen around the same time.
That can't be a coincidence, can it?
That's what I'm thinking. It's like the Earth and the Sun are both going through a period of intense activity,
Right.
and we're just starting to pick up on the signals.
It's kind of unsettling when you think about it.
Yeah. But also kind of exciting, right?
Nay, I guess so. But what does it all mean? What are the implications of all this activity?
That's the million-dollar question.
Uh-huh.
And that's what we'll be exploring further as we dive into the other articles you sent us.
Okay, let's do it. I'm ready to go deeper down this rabbit hole.
Me too. You sent us some pretty wild theories.
I did.
So let's see. What else might be contributing to these mysterious sounds? Are they just a natural phenomenon, or is there something more to it?
All right, let's find out.
Stay with us, because we're just getting started. Okay, so we've got these two fascinating but somewhat unsettling explanations from Khaliloff.
Yeah, the sun and the Earth's core both acting up.
Right. But you didn't stop there.
Oh,
You sent us a few other articles.
I did.
They explore some, let's say, alternative viewpoints.
Alternative.
I'm ready to jump down the rabbit hole. Are you?
Always up for an adventure.
Okay. This next article throws a curveball right off the bat. It talks about thermal camera footage
Footage!
of a jellyfish-shaped UFO flying over a military base.
A UFO. Now that's getting into pretty wild territory.
It is, right?
While UFO sightings can be intriguing,
Uh-huh.
it's important to approach such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Totally agree. We can't just jump to conclusions based on grainy footage or eyewitness accounts.
Right, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Exactly. But it is interesting that this UFO sighting is being discussed in the context of those mysterious sounds.
It is. Could there be a connection? Or is this just a coincidence?
It's hard to say for sure,
Yeah.
but it's worth considering whether these unusual events might be part of a larger pattern.
A pattern we don't yet fully understand.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
Let's keep an open mind. This next article claims that our solar system is changing, but no one is talking about it.
Oh, in what way is it changing?
It suggests that the changes we're seeing on Earth, like extreme weather events and shifting magnetic poles, might be part of a larger transformation happening across our entire solar system.
So it's not just us.
It seems not. And this aligns with what Khaliloff was saying about increased solar activity.
Right. If the sun is undergoing significant changes, it's logical to assume those changes would affect the planets orbiting it.
It's like if you change one ingredient in a recipe,
Right.
it affects the entire dish.
Makes sense. But what kind of changes are we talking about in the solar system?
The article mentions things like powerful vortices and fluctuations in sea levels that seem to be happening across multiple planets.
Fluctuations in sea levels on other planets.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And it's not just about temperatures rising or ice caps melting.
What else then?
The article points to some pretty strange anomalies,
it.
like sea levels receding simultaneously in multiple locations around the world.
Huh. That's not your typical tidal activity.
No, it's not.
It makes you wonder if there are forces at play that we're only just beginning to understand.
Right. It's like we're missing a piece of the puzzle.
And it raises an important question.
Oh,
Could the climate disruption we're seeing on Earth have a different cause altogether?
you mean something beyond the typical explanations of greenhouse gases and human activity?
Exactly.
Okay, now we're venturing into territory that might make some people uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. How so?
We've got UFO sightings, changing solar systems.
Yeah.
And now this next article claims that we are artificial intelligence characters, and the proof is in the Bible.
Whoa, hold on. AI characters, the Bible.
That's a bold claim, right?
It is. And it takes us into the realm of philosophy and metaphysics.
Right.
Essentially, this article argues that our lives might be part of a highly advanced virtual world.
Like characters in a sophisticated simulation.
Exactly, like the Matrix.
That's mind-blowing,
It is.
but also kind of terrifying. Is there any actual evidence to support this idea?
Well, it's definitely a concept that's hard to prove or disprove scientifically.
Right.
The article draws some interesting parallels between certain biblical passages and the idea of a simulated reality, but those are open to interpretation.
I can see how this kind of thinking could really capture people's imaginations.
Yeah.
It's a total paradigm shift. The idea that our perceived reality might be just a tiny part of something much larger and more complex.
Absolutely. It challenges our fundamental assumptions about what's real and what's not.
Yeah. But even if it's impossible to prove definitively, it's a fascinating thought experiment
It is.
that forces us to question the nature of our existence.
Okay, let's move on to the next article, which dives into the idea that beliefs are implants.
Beliefs are implants. What does that even mean?
This article explores the notion that our beliefs, values, and even our sense of morality might be influenced or even implanted by external forces.
Wait, are we talking about mind control here?
Not necessarily. The article doesn't specify who or what these influencers might be.
So it's not like someone is actively programming our thoughts.
It doesn't go that far.
Okay.
It's more about raising awareness of how susceptible we are to external factors that shape our beliefs.
Like what kind of factors?
Things like cultural conditioning, social norms, and even manipulation through media or propaganda.
That's a sobering thought.
It is.
It makes you question everything you hold to be true.
It does, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Oh,
Questioning our beliefs and where they come from is an important part of critical thinking.
that's true. It helps us develop a more nuanced and informed understanding of the world.
Exactly. Okay, this next article seems to build on that idea of questioning reality.
Love it.
It's titled, "Are You Determined to Escape the Matrix?"
Escape the matrix. But how? If we're trapped in a simulation, how do we get out?
The article doesn't offer a step-by-step guide,
It doesn't.
but it emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, inner work,
Okay.
and connecting with our true nature.
So it's not about physically escaping,
No,
but about expanding our awareness and perception.
precisely. It's about recognizing the limitations of the simulated world and choosing to live in alignment with our true selves.
That's deep.
It is. And it's a powerful message.
It is. I'm sensing a common thread running through all these articles.
Oh,
Even though they cover a pretty wide range of topics,
the thread?
they all seem to be pushing us to question our assumptions about the world and our place in it.
I see what you mean. They're prompting us to think outside the box, to consider alternative perspectives,
Yep.
and to be open to the possibility that there's much more to reality than meets the eye.
Exactly.
Oh.
Okay, we've got 2 more articles to go. This one is titled Project Bluebeam, Fabricated Hoax.
Project Bluebeam? What's that?
This article dives into the conspiracy theory known as Project Bluebeam.
A conspiracy theory.
It claims that this is a fabricated hoax designed to appropriate universal events that will lead to escape from the Matrix.
Wait, so there are people who believe we're in the Matrix.
Yeah,
And this Project Bluebeam is trying to trick them.
that's the gist of it.
That's a lot to unpack.
It is. Essentially, the theory suggests that Project Bluebeam is a scheme to stage a fake alien invasion,
A fake alien invasion.
or some other grand spectacle using advanced technology,
Like what kind of technology?
like holographic projections and sound manipulation.
So it's like a giant laser show in the sky with spaceships and booming voices.
Something like that. But what would be the purpose of this fake event?
Good question. Why would anyone go to all that trouble?
The theory claims it's a way to manipulate people's beliefs and perceptions.
To what end?
Some believe it's an attempt to control those who are seeking to escape the Matrix
Control.
by offering them a false path to liberation.
So it's a trap for those who are already questioning the nature of reality.
That's the idea.
That's pretty messed up.
It is. It's a complex and unsettling idea
Yeah.
that highlights the importance of discernment and critical thinking.
Especially when dealing with information about extraordinary claims.
Absolutely. It's easy to get swept up in these kinds of theories,
Yeah.
but it's important to evaluate the evidence carefully.
Right, and not just accept everything at face value.
Agreed. All right, one last article to explore before we try to synthesize all of this.
Okay, bring it on.
What do we got? This final article explores the concept of soul projection and incarnations within spacetime.
Soul projection. Incarnations.
It delves into the idea that our souls aren't limited to a single lifetime.
You mean like reincarnation?
Yes, but with a twist.
A twist.
The traditional understanding of reincarnation is that we live one life, die, and then are reborn into a new life.
Right, the cycle of death and rebirth.
This article suggests something more expansive.
More expansive.
It proposes that our souls can actually experience multiple incarnations simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
Of different timelines and dimensions. Whoa, hold on. So there could be multiple versions of ourselves existing in different realities,
That's the essence of the idea.
living out different lives, all at the same time.
The article describes it as the soul projecting itself onto the space-time membrane as a material human,
Hmm.
not just in one incarnation, but in many,
Many.
across the entire span of space-time.
Wow, that's a lot to process.
It is.
It makes you wonder what the purpose of all these simultaneous incarnations might be. Are they all connected somehow?
It's a fascinating question.
Do they influence each other?
Those are great questions. And while the article doesn't offer definitive answers,
Wow.
it does suggest that this multidimensional existence is part of a larger evolutionary process for our souls.
So each lifetime, even the ones happening in parallel universes, contributes to the growth and development of our soul.
That's the suggestion.
Wow. That's a fascinating concept that pushes the boundaries of our understanding of time, space, and consciousness.
It is. Okay, I think we need a moment to catch our breath here.
Yeah, me too.
We've gone from strange sounds in the sky to solar flares, the Earth's core, UFOs, the Matrix, spiritual liberation, fake alien invasions.
And now multiple incarnations across space-time.
It's been quite a whirlwind tour of ideas and theories, hasn't it?
It certainly has. And you know what? I think it all circles back to those mysterious sounds we started with.
You do.
They're like a wake-up call.
A wake-up call.
A reminder that there's so much we don't know about the universe and our place in it.
That's a good way to put it.
And maybe those sounds are a sign that something big is on the horizon.
Like what?
A shift in consciousness, a change in the very fabric of reality.
It's certainly a possibility worth considering. And as we move forward, it's important to stay curious, to keep asking questions, and to be open to the unknown.
So, to you, our listener, we've explored some pretty mind-bending concepts today.
We have.
Everything from scientific explanations to spiritual interpretations and conspiracy theories.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. We'll let you decide what resonates with you and what you want to explore further. But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
The world is full of mysteries.
It is.
And those strange sounds from the sky are just one piece of the puzzle. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From the sun's energy to the Earth's core.
Uh-huh.
From UFOs to the Matrix.
Right.
And even the possibility of our souls existing in multiple dimensions.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. It's been a wild ride, to say the least.
For sure.
But now I'm curious to hear your take on all of this.
Well, as you said,
Yeah.
we've explored a wide range of explanations for these mysterious sounds.
Right.
From the scientific to the spiritual and
Yeah.
everything in between.
It's almost overwhelming.
It is.
What stands out to you as particularly compelling or thought-provoking?
Well, for me, what's really striking is this idea that we might be living in a simulated reality.
The Matrix.
Exactly. It's a mind-boggling concept, but I can't help but wonder if there's some truth to it.
Me too. I mean, think about how rapidly technology is advancing.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It is. Is it really that far-fetched to imagine that we could create a simulation so realistic that it's indistinguishable from reality?
It's a question that's been debated for centuries.
Yeah.
And there's no easy answer.
Right. But even if we're not living in a literal simulation, the idea that our perceptions of reality are shaped by our beliefs, our experiences, and the information we're exposed to,
Yeah.
that's still a powerful concept.
It is. It makes you realize how important it is to be critical of the information we consume
Right.
and to be open to different perspectives.
It's so easy to get caught in our own echo chambers,
It is.
surrounded by people who share our beliefs and reinforce our existing worldview.
Exactly. But this deep dive has shown us that there's a whole universe of ideas out there,
There is.
many of which challenge our conventional understanding of reality.
It's a reminder that we should never stop questioning.
Never stop exploring.
Exactly. Who knows what other mysteries are waiting to be uncovered?
So many possibilities.
Maybe those strange sounds
Huh?
are just a glimpse into a reality that's far more complex and awe-inspiring than we can currently imagine.
It's exciting to think about, isn't it?
It is. I'm feeling a sense of awe, but also a sense of responsibility.
Responsibility.
If we are indeed on the verge of a major shift in consciousness, as some of these articles suggest,
Yeah.
then it's up to each of us to approach this new reality with curiosity, compassion,
Right.
and a willingness to learn and grow.
I couldn't agree more. You know, this deep dive has been about more than just exploring strange sounds in the sky.
It has.
It's been about expanding our horizons, questioning our assumptions,
Yeah.
and opening ourselves up to the infinite possibilities that exist within and beyond our perceived reality.
So well said.
Thank you.
So to you, our listener,
Yes.
we leave you with this.
Okay.
Stay curious, stay open-minded, and
Yeah.
keep exploring.
The world is full of wonders.
And the journey of discovery is just beginning.
What a great way to end our deep dive.
I think so too. Perhaps those mysterious sounds are a signal, an invitation to delve deeper into the mysteries of the universe and our place within it.
A cosmic call to adventure.
I like that. A cosmic call to adventure. Until next time, keep looking up and keep listening.